By the way, I wanted to ask you, PC Wajijao, man, the thing is like so good. Omanyi, I no longer have the other issues. Kadi kuna kugambira. You were saying, I told you, these things you have to get from the people you trust. You see that one I gave you, I got it from Think Innovation. Those guys, even now, that's where I am. I brought mine for service. These guys are so good. Oh yes, that's true. The only trusted one-stop center for computer solutions in Western Uganda is Think Innovation. Regional leading providers of friendly computers and laptop sales and computer accessories. A hub of specialists in computer repair and maintenance, based at computer training and software installation. Could you be in need of these and more computer services? Reach out to them now at their workshop located in Barara, Bananuka Drive, Western Arcade Building, room AF51, or call them now for instant services via 0753 975042 or 0789 708838. Eyit Sport.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to Eyit Sports. The show is called Sports Center. It runs every single weekday from Monday to Thursday with an exception of Friday. But we are planning to have an in-depth show on Fridays. Time and the venue will be brought to your names. You people will be following. That means if we endorse that Friday will be going live, that means it will be a full week of coverage of sports from here at Eyit TV, coming to your livelihood, coming to your house, coming to your room, coming to your taxi, coming to wherever you can access anything that has internet, because we are online at Eyit TV on Facebook, Eyit TV on YouTube, and eyittv.com on website. Welcome to the show. My name is Erioda Enda Mesut. We return to your television. We return to your pad with lots of stories that make up the headlines today. Europa Super League, it's not about to end, but last night it faced a very big knock, which so many soccer pundits have come out and proposed this could be the end of the proposed league that was going to deface or deform the image of the game of Champions League and domestic leagues, and as well as European competition. So welcome to the show one more time. My name is Erioda Enda Mesut. Let's get the show started. Today we start off with news from FIFA Big League. It returned. It actually returned yesterday, and fixtures resume today and tomorrow. Different teams are taking on. For your information, or for starters, FIFA Big League is composed of two regions. Two regions, if I'm not mistaken, that is Rwenzori and Elgon. So today we have fixtures and results from the two regions as teams faced off each other. And then, for starters still, FIFA Big League is that kind of vision league that where two top teams, actually three teams, are selected to go and represent in the Uganda Premier League, while out of the three, only two have a direct promotion to the Uganda Premier League, and one of them, which is third, has to progress to Premier League only if it goes through championships or playoffs or qualifying playoffs before they get in there. So starting off today with match day 6, FIFA Big League today in Elgon Rwenzori, Kataka take on Maroons. That will be at Mbare Municipal Stadium in Mbare, and the show will be live at 4 p.m. That is right after my show. The show at Mbare Stadium will be starting on as Kataka take on Maroons. Then tomorrow we will cross to Rwenzori Group. Renzori group, we shall have a couple of fixtures to be played tomorrow, one of them including Tiles and Terrazzo that will be hosting Chigezi Homeboys. So this is an issue, this is a Western region issue, the issue of the Westerners, as Tiles and Terrazzo take on Chigezi Homeboys tomorrow. The show will, I don't know why I'm using show so much, but they will face off tomorrow at Kacheka Stadium. That will be at 4 p.m. And then the other side, Luwero will host Toro United at Kosovo ground, that is in Kasana Luwero, and same time, that will be 4 p.m. Then away from that, we will have a fixture of Proline taking on Ndeje University still tomorrow at 4 p.m. and it will be played on the grounds of MTN Omondi Stadium, that is in Lugogo. Away from that, on Friday we will have our very own Nyamitiovola FC taking on Water, and the game will be at Kacheka Stadium. As I earlier said, this is made of about two groups from Renzoli and then another group from Ergon. So the three teams that make or lead from the two teams, that is 1-1, and then the third one faces. So keep here, we will keep you informed about the transpirings of the game. Endeavor to follow us on our different social media platforms. That is on Facebook, we are at Eyit TV, and Twitter, we are at Eyit TV, as well as our very own YouTube. Check us out at Eyit TV. Kindly go there and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll be kept informed in the grounds of sports, as well as what Eyit TV has to bring to your table. Then away from that, we progress to Star Times Uganda Premier League. Today we are hosting match day 19. It's match day 19 for about 4 clubs. That is Mbara City and KCCA. Then the other side will be Sports Club Villa, as they host Uganda Revenue Authority, the tax collectors. Looking back at what happened yesterday, we had a couple of games that took place, a couple of fixtures. One of them was Ondupalaka taking on Maida. Maida called them Maraba Youth Development Association. They faced off yesterday, and Maida came from goal down to secure a very important victory against Ondupalaka at the very own Ondupalaka's ground, call it the Green Light Stadium. Maida came from 1 goal down to secure a 3-2 victory, so it was a 5-goal Serira in Alila, or West Nile, as Ondupalaka faced off with Maida. At the end of the game, Maida was able to correct 3 important points against Ondupalaka, because Maida, Chitara and Chetume, they are deep down there at the bottom of the Star Times Uganda Premier League logo, facing a relegation battle. So 3 points of Maida from Ondupalaka were so vital. Maida FC really needed these 3 points to keep pushing to see if they can really go out of the relegation zone, to be able to again resurface in the Uganda Premier League in the next calendar year, that is 2021 and 2022. Away from that, we had Bright Stars, Sorito Bright Stars, winning 2-1 against Express. Express again faced a knock in the run to progress to the top 4 or to the first page of the Uganda Premier League. So they lost 2-1 to Sorito Bright Stars. And away from that, Vipers, the table leaders, faced off with Wakiso Giants, and at the end of 90 minutes of play, it ended in a goalless draw. That means that table leaders Viper only added a single point to their former 42 points to extend the lead, not until URA Sports Club Villa KCCA face off today to decide on who stays on top of the table or who goes down on the table. Then away from that, we had Bull FC. Bull FC is maintaining its a very good smooth run, and it's correcting some good points here and there, so we can be so sure that we will have Bull FC in next year's Premier League season 2021-2022. The only challenge now they have is progressing into the top 4 and maintaining their position right there. Then away from that, Chetume, the one of the 3 teams facing off relegation battles on the UPL logo, secured 3 good important points against Busoga United. As per now, the table stands as Vipers is still on the lead with 43 points, while URA is second placed with 42 points, and Express FC is seated on the 3rd position with 37 FC, while Police is 4th placed with 34 points, and KCCA trail 10 points, trail 10 points from the table leaders Vipers, behind table leaders Vipers, but KCFC still has a game in hand today as they face off with Mbarara City, call them the Ankole Lions. So at the end of the 90-minute play at Kacheka Stadium, we will be able to tell out if KCCFC has added 3 points to make them 36. That means they have exerted some good pressure on. They will actually have progressed past Police, who is at 34 points with a difference of 2 points, and it will have exerted enough pressure on the 3rd placed Express FC, which is at 37 points. So you realize 3 points to KCCNM today from the game they are facing off with Mbarara City at Kacheka Stadium. That we will be around 5-6 p.m. there. We'll take them places. Then elsewhere, Chetume, Maida, and Chitara are facing relegation battles. Then digging today into fixtures, today we have Mbarara City FC. They are hosting KCCA. We are going to dig into the preview of this very game. Whereas the other side, URA will travel to go and face off with Sports Club Vera. URA from the table is second place, so they will also be looking forward to correct 3 vital points to maintain their stand on the second position, or maybe put up enough pressure onto the table leaders Vipers, who faced a goalless draw at Wakiso Giants. Starting off with Mbarara City hosting KCCA today. These 2 teams have met only 3 times, and from the 3 times these 2 teams have met, KCCFC has only managed to score once. So it's never so easy for KCCA FC whenever they meet up with Mbarara FC at their home grounds in Kacheka. So we look up today and see how the face-off will unfold. Then the Kasasolo boys, for the last time they were here, they suffered a 2-1 defeat to Mbarara City FC with goals from Ibrahim Oriti, who currently plays at Vipers together with Paulo Muchules and the likes. The last time KCA lost 2-1, the goals were from Ibrahim Orit and Swalik Seguja, whose strikes were on and so important for Mbarara City FC to fetch the previous 3 points against the Kasasiro boys. So KCCA travels, it's actually around town. I saw their tweet in the night ravaging on how they were ready to face off with Ankole Lions, and they were like, Mbarara City FC in the first place tweeted welcoming them to the land of milk and honey. Then for KCCFC to come on and quote the retweet saying, Tuija turaza kubashanda, as literally saying that yes, we have come for you, we've come to grind you and push you to the corner. So KCCFC is on to face off with the Ankole Lions, and then for the last 3 games, as I said, KCCFC hasn't beaten Mbarara City at their home grounds. They come to face off while KCCFC is seated on 5th with 33 points, and a win could trim Vipers lead at the table to just 7 points, with maximum points from Mbarara City. So maximum points from Mbarara City will give enough KCCA enough stand to face off with the table leaders Vipers, while maximum 3 points from Mbarara City could see them go 9th. So they would come to the first page of the Premier League logo. That is, if at all they correct maximum points against the visitors KCCA FC. So we are glad you're tuned in. Keep your comments coming in on Facebook. On Facebook, we are at Eyit TV. Twitter, we are at Eyit TV. And YouTube, we are at Eyit TV as well. So right about now, we go for the commercial break. When we return, we will talk about Sports Club Villa, the game Sports Club Villa is facing off with URAFC. Then we shall cross to the international scene and dig deep to what is transpiring in Europa Super League. One of the big headlines being that the anticipated league faced a shamble with one of the stakeholders, one of them being Ed Woodward. This is Manchester United's vice chairman, who was proposed to be assistant to to Real Madrid's Florentino Perez as the vice president at Europa Super League, turned down. So we'll be looking into that and much more. For now, let's go for the commercial break. We will be right back.
By the way, I wanted to ask you, PC Wajijao, man, the thing is like so good. Omanyi, I no longer have the other issues. You were saying, I told you, these things you have to get from the people you trust. You see that one I gave you, I got it from Think Innovation. Those guys, even now, that's where I am. I brought mine for service. These guys are so good. Oh yes, that's true. The only trusted one-stop center for computer solutions in Western Uganda is Think Innovation. Regional leading providers of friendly computers and laptop sales and computer accessories, a hub of specialists in computer repair and maintenance, based at computer training and software installation. Could you be in need of these and more computer services? Reach out to them now at their workshop located in Barara, Bananuka Drive, Western Arcade Building, Room AF51, or call them now for instant services via 0753 975042 or 0789 708838.
Commercial break. We are glad you're still tuned to Eyit Sports. Your show host is Erioda Enda Mesut. So we go right away, chasing time in the other fixture going to take place today. Away from the KCC Mbara City battle, we cross to Sports Club Villa, who will be taking on URAFC, called them Uganda Revenue Authority FC, the tax collectors, whereby the veteran tactician is keen for the tax collectors to keep their recent form going when they visit Sports Club Villa at Bombo grounds. According to URA coach, the big man Sam Simba has come out and said that he praises the recent form of URAFC as they face off with Sports Club Villa today in the Uganda Premier League. He says tax collectors today will travel to Luwelo after securing two important wins before they face off with Jogos today at Military Barracks in Bombo. The vital wins Sports Club Villa, URAFC has corrected. One of them is from the dominant KCCFC. They beat them 2-0. That was against KCCFC. While the other side, they held Bull FC to 3-1 loss. So it's up for Sports Club Villa to face off to claim a point against the on-form URAFC, as Sam Simba, the URIA's coach, comes out and says his team, he admits that his team is on a very good run, so they are hopeful. So it's up to Sports Club Villa to prove a point against the tax collectors. Then still on the cases here today, about the team news, Sadat Anaku is on and Charles Rwanga, so these two maybe will be leading the front line or the scoring line of Kasasilo boys. And then Mbara City FC, their defense, they have no big injuries, by the way. and little or no suspension. So this will be a game, a fundamental one, as the two face off. Then we cross to the international scene. International scene, starting off with Premier League. We had action last night from Chelsea facing off with Brighton at the end of the 90-minute gameplay. The game ended in a goalless draw. Thomas Tuchel, while addressing the press conference right after the match, he came out and said that he attributed the poor performance of his boys to the ongoing saga of Europa Super League. Europa Super League saga is on, and it's not yet out of tabloids, so it's on and transpiring. So Thomas Tuchel came out and attributed the very poor performance to the ongoing saga. He says parties are divided, players are divided, as some are in favor of the Europa Super League to go on, while the others are battling or opposing the whole project. So that was it. That means the table standings, they still seem so tight, given that actually with 6 games to play, each team in the first page of the Premier League table, that is starting off with Leeds Arsenal, that is 10th placed. They have about 46 points, kind of about 9 points from the top 4, Chelsea. So you realize any slip-ups from any team from the first page of the Premier League gives the other a chance to qualify or push position to see who checks in the next year's UEFA Champions League. Apparently, Arsenal is 10th placed with about 9 points. It is on tie with Leeds, and Manchester City still extends its lead on top against their location rivals, Manchester United. So we keep up to that, and then Premier League fixtures tonight. The action resumes tonight. We have Southampton. Southampton is playing tonight. It is facing off with is it Sheffield? So you can check in there. Let me check tonight. Tonight we have Southampton in the Premier League. They will play. They actually travel to Tottenham Hotspurs, while Aston Villa from the other side host Manchester City, the on-form, the table leaders, Manchester City. So keep up with Eyit Sports. We will definitely keep you informed on our various social media platforms. Then, crossing to Europa Super League, last night, about 6 clubs confirmed that they are no longer interested. They have actually withdrawn their intentions to feature in the Europa Super League. Europa Super League has been an ongoing proposal that is right away from October last year, not until on Sunday, where the former rumors turned out to be true when we had official announcement made by Europa Super League team, the Europa Super League team, led by Real Madrid's club president Pelez Florentino. They came out and said that the proposal had finally came out to reality, having about big clubs including Manchester City, Manchester United, Chelsea, Atletico Madrid, Juventus, Manchester City. So big clubs in there that had said that they intended or they had intentions of participating in the Europa Super League. So about last night, a couple of teams withdrawn from the proposal. One of them being the 4 sides that actually withdrew last night was Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United, and Tottenham. While Manchester City was the very first club to come out and signal how they had started on a documentation to withdraw from the proposed league, and they finally came out of the league. And then Italian Serie A, Inter Milan, they are also looking into legal documentation to have their slot or spot in the Europe Super League given to someone else, or maybe completely evacuate the league. So about last night, when the 6 clubs came out to reveal how they are no longer interested in the group or in the run, the Europe Super League team came out and said that despite the departure of English clubs, which they think they were against their will, they actually said these decisions that the 6 clubs took last night to evacuate the Europe Super League, they attributed it to the excessive pressure from FA, from FIFA, and then from UEFA. So they came out and said the decision made last night was not on the will, was not in line with the will of the clubs that left the league. In an interview, according to tabloid in Italy called the Pabrica, Juventus chairman Andrea Agnelli came out and said, much as the other teams withdrew, he has hopes that the remaining clubs will actually press ahead and the project still has 100% chance of being a success. So we keep looking at it and see how this idea will go. While the other side, Real Madrid president Florentino Perez still insists that the idea of keeping up the group together is to push for change. That was when he was dressing a Spanish football expert, Guillermo Balagi. So we look up to that. We see whether Europe Super League will be a success, will actually happen, or it will go away. Because from the Europe Super League committee, they say, unlike UEFA, which came out and said this was entirely on money, they came out and said, the Europe Super League team, they came out and said this is actually not purely on money, but rather to support the revenues that will be collected in domestic clubs, in the domestic leagues rather, then add up with the revenues collected from UEFA Champions League, so that these revenues can be re-injected or reinvested in the game of football to various football clubs. So according to them, they say these are not personal interests, that the whole proposal is not up to favoring personal interests, but rather for the game of football. So we keep on and see what transpires or what goes ahead, because last night different clubs came out and actually asked forgiveness to the fans, to the players, and before that actually Liverpool's captain Henderson had come out to call all the Premier League club captains to come and put up strategies to make sure that this proposal doesn't become success. And last in the night at Stamford Bridge, while Chelsea faced off with Brighton, we saw about 1,000 fans that staged outside Stamford Bridge with placards and banners calling for the end or termination of the proposed Europe Super League. Not until we saw Peter Cech, who is the club's legend, the goalkeeper, one of the long-serving on the calendars of Chelsea, came out to restore the condition of calmness amongst the fans. Talking about fans, starting off with Arsenal fans, they have also gone to raise placards and flyers calling for Stan Kroenke out, and actually numerous soccer pundits, one of them including Chris Withley, they came out and supported fans, and then the legend Piers Morgan also came out and supported the fans to rally against the proposed Europe Super League. So what Arsenal last night actually released a statement on their official website and various social media platforms, and they came out and said they actually didn't intend to cause such distress amongst the fans as they had proposed on joining Super League, because they say they didn't intend to join, but rather they didn't want to be left behind. So this reminds us of our history classes where they could say that why did one to migrate? Then others would say it was love for adventure. They saw others migrating, so they also decided to migrate. So it's no way different from Arsenal, who came out and said they rather participated or shown intentions to participate in Europa Super League so that they are not left out. They added their aim was always to make great decisions with the great football club, bringing the parties that make up the club together, including the fans, the board, and the owners. So placards are up and rolling, calling for Stan Kroenke out and stuff like that. While on the other side, Manchester United came out and said they remain committed to working with others across the football community to come out with sustainable solutions to the long-term challenges facing the game. So they came out and asked the fans to pardon them after withdrawing or showing interest in joining Europa Super League. Liverpool, on the other side, they said they had representations from various key stakeholders, both within and outside, and before reaching their decision, they thanked them for variable contributions. The other side, Levy came out and said Tottenham felt it was important to take in possible new structure, and he added they would like to thank all supporters who presented their considered opinions. So Manchester City, Chelsea, Tottenham, Liverpool, Arsenal, they are no longer interested in Europa Super League. While the other side, the club president or the chairman, he comes out and says the proposal still stands 100% chance of success. We keep our eyes locked on to see if it will eventually come out successful. Elsewhere, we talk about the stepping down of Eddie Woodward. Eddie Woodward has been a Manchester United executive vice chairperson, and he was actually expected to step down at the end of this very year. Only Europa Super League saga maybe somehow triggered him or forced him to come out with an early decision. So according to pressers, Woodward, who is 49, had actually joined Manchester United since 2005, so that adds up to 16 years of service at Manchester United since he took on his role in 2012. So he joined in 2005 and then took on the role in 2012. So it's been a long time of service of Ed Woodward, who came out and stepped down last night. In his press conference hours after stepping out, he says that he is extremely proud to have served Manchester United, and it was his honor to work for the world's greatest football club for the past 16 years. So that is about Ed Woodward stepping up. So he says he leaves the club well positioned for the future, and it will be very impossible for him to completely walk away from the Manchester United's board. He says he still has Manchester United at his heart, and he will forever be a Manchester United diehard. Then still from Manchester United's co-chairman, that is Joel Grazer, who was actually set to be a vice chairman at Super League, and then he would be serving in the same office with club Real Madrid's Florentino Perez, who is serving as the ASL chairman. They say the competition is actually on, and it is still set up to the right objectives, one of them primarily being saving the game of football, and because young people were no longer interested in the game because of a lot of poor quality games. After replacing David Gill as an executive in 2013, Eddie Woodward has on a number of occasions been criticized for the poor run of Manchester United in the Premier League. They have actually say he has failed to challenge for the Premier League, and still Manchester United fans have always come out to blame Eddie Woodward. They have always blamed him of his shambolic transfer policies, with the exception of Paul Pogba, whose signing hasn't yielded so much to the expectations of Manchester United fans, as the French's midfielder performance is inconsistent. Manchester United fans have always come out and blamed it on the ex vice chairman Eddie Woodward, saying his policies in the transfer market have been shambolic. So that is what is transpiring apparently in Europa Super League. If there is any developing stories or any transpirings, we promise, we pledge that we will be keeping you informed as it all transpires. Then away from that, before we jump to our final story of today's show, we look at your social media. We look at your social media feed, that is at Eyit TV on Facebook and Eyit TV on YouTube. We check your responses. One of them coming in from Franklin. Franklin says they have had enough of Eddie Woodward, so stepping down comes to their favor. We look at various comments here to people that are following the story. They say the executive vice chairman resigning is for the good of Manchester United, so they look ahead and see who will be in position to serve in Eddie Woodward's seat. Right about now, we go to our final commercial break. We head into our final commercial break. When we return, we will break the latest from Premier League. Bayern Munich is keeping its eyes on the trophy, given last night's performance from Choupo-Moting, scoring a goal in there. So that and more come in our last episode of today's show. The show is called Eyit Sports, and your show host is Erioda N. Demesut. Let's go for the commercial break. We will be right back.
Day-to-day life, a chance to grab some for yourself. For Western Uganda and beyond, the only trusted electronics shop is Edgar Communications.
Welcome to Edgar Communications Mbalala. So we sell phones, specifically Techno, Infinix, Itel, Nokia, Samsung. We have smartphones. We have also button phones. Then we sell TVs, Hisense, LG, Star X. Then we have hoofers, Alip, Jag, and others.
For these and more appliances and accessories, reach them at their shop located in Barara City opposite Shell and Kore, or call them now on 0701 467426 or 0785 356453. By the way, I wanted to ask you, PC wajijao, man, the thing is like so good. Umanyi, I no longer have the other issues. You were saying, I told you, these things you have to get from the people you trust. You see that one I gave you, I got it from Think Innovation. Those guys, even now, that's where I am. I brought mine for service. These guys are so good. Oh yes, that's true. The only trusted one-stop center for computer solutions in Western Uganda is Think Innovation. Regional leading providers of friendly computers and laptop sales and computer accessories, a hub of specialists in computer repair and maintenance, based at computer training and software installation. Could you be in need of these and more computer services? Reach out to them now at their workshop located in Barara, Bananuka Drive, Western Arcade Building, Room AF51, or call them now for instant services via 0753 975042 or 0789 708838.
Tuned in to to Eyit TV on Facebook. We are at Eyit TV. For so many of you who are asking on which decoder and which channel number we are at, apparently we are not on any decoder. We are running online at eittv.com, at Eyit TV on Facebook, Eyit TV on YouTube. Our shows be live online. Then the rest do is upgrades. That's not my area. We will be hearing from the bosses, but we promise whatever will be transpiring, that is, if at all we shift to any of the channels, we will basically keep you informed. Otherwise, thank you so much for tuning in. So as we come to the end of tonight's show, we crossed to German Bundesliga. German Bundesliga last night on Tuesday. There were a couple of action, including one of them being the table leaders Bayern Munich that won 2-0 at Allianz Arena while they were facing off with Bayern Leverkusen. The other side, Cologne won 2-1 against Leipzig. Leipzig is second place, but then Cologne is fighting relegation battle, so that was another important win for Cologne, who fetched 2-1 against Leipzig. Then Arminia Bielefeld secured a 1-0 draw against Schalke that still face relegation, while the other side, Frankfurt, scored 2 goals against Augsburg. So looking at the table standing, Bayern Munich with about 8 games to play. With 8 games to play, they are the table leaders with 71 points. That is 10 points clear from the runners-up, who are RB Leipzig. That means Bayern Munich, actually, from the remaining fixtures, actually, they need only one win. They need only one win to claim their 9th successive Bundesliga title. So you realize, literally speaking, with due respect, somehow this league lacks competition, because look, Bayern Munich is looking up to claiming its 9th consecutive successive Bundesliga title. Given the fact that along there it's involved in UEFA Champions League, so you could think that its opponents would be using the chance to run against them. But last night, their win against Bayern Leverkusen actually pushed them to 10 points, to 10 points ahead of RB Leipzig. So last night, former stock forward Elik Maxim Chip Moting opened the scoring when he volleyed home after Thomas Murray's shot rebounded in its path. So the goals from Chom Moting and the goals from Chopting pushed Hans Frinkside in position to actually fetch its 9th successive trophy. So that is it in Bayern Munich. That is what is happening in Bayern Munich. That is in the German side of it. So we look up to Bayern Munich and see if they claim their successive 9th trophy, unless otherwise. Then we have a comment on Facebook. Someone is asking about KCC and Mbara City game. This is Josh from Muntungamo. Josh, for your information, KCC plays Mbara City FC today. They actually traveled last evening. They slept around town. We spotted their bus around town, and they tweeted on their various social media platforms, that is Twitter in particular, saying that they are already in the land of milk and honey to face off with the Ankara Lions under the tenor of the Lion himself. Coach Livingstone Babazi is already present at Kacheka Stadium. He's the one leading Mbara City FC. So they face off with a team without their coach, Mike Mutebi, who stepped down, whom KCCFC terminated his contract. So they come today, face off with Coach Livingstone Babazi. We will keep you informed about what transpires today But apparently, a quick reminder is for the last 3 games KCCA has visited Mbara City at Kacheka Stadium, they have scored once and they haven't won any of the 3 fixtures. So tonight, it is their first fixture against the western side, and we look up to them and see how it will be transpiring. Then someone here asks about, is asking about the fixtures tonight of Champions League. No, Champions League is not up to coming back yet. No, we will have semi-finals of Champions League. That is around 27th, on a Tuesday of 27th, and Tuesday and a Wednesday of 28th, when Chelsea, Paris Saint-Germain, Real Madrid will be coming on board to face off and see who progresses to the finals. But tonight the Premier League returns. Tonight. We have a couple of fixtures, one of them including Manchester City traveling to Aston Villa, and then we will have Tottenham facing off with Southampton. That and more will be coming to your television on our various social media platforms, on Facebook at Eyit TV, YouTube Eyit TV, and Twitter at Eyit TV. And on my personal handle on Twitter, I'm at Erioda_N. On Twitter, I am at Erioda_N. So you can follow that Twitter handle for the latest in sports. And again, on Facebook, I am at Erioda N. Mesut. So you can follow that page to keep informed about what happens with Eyit Sports. And then with our main one, Eyit TV, you can also like our Facebook page, turn on notifications on YouTube to keep in the know of what transpires. For today, that marks the end of our sports show. We return again tomorrow, same time, same station. That will be from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Keep your comments coming in. Keep your suggestions and thoughts about the Europe Super League. And then your reactions, keep them coming in. We will air them tomorrow and in our subsequent sports bulletin. While we are off air, you can still follow our Facebook page, because we always share the transpirings and information in the game of sports. For now, we sign out. We go and meet at Kacheka Stadium as KCCA faces off with Mbara City. For now, to our Muslim friends, do they say Ramadan Kareem or something? Whatever it is, we really wish you a happy Ramadan. Take care, serve to your purposes, pray to Allah to answer your prayers. We will be glad rolling with you more times ahead. For now, I sign out. I am Erioda Mesut. The show is Sports Center. The TV is Eyit TV.
Remember, you promised to buy me a TV and you did not. Now I need a